My friends, it is UnderdogFantasy.com. The NBA playoffs are here, and the Underdog is the place to play if you're a fan looking to cash in on all your favorite players' performances. Available in over 30 states, including California, Missouri, and Texas. Just pick higher or lower on 2 or more players' stats for a shot to win real money. Underdog just dropped their playoff basketball promo. You can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start a playoff series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boosting each following game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts. Use promo code TIM and get up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you make your first deposit. Download the app today. Turn every bucket into a win with Underdog. Shout out Underdog. Thanks for sponsoring the show. And my friends, play responsibly. Games are awesome. I love games. And Underdog is fantastic. But, have fun, but be responsible. Huge news from the post-millennial. DOJ files charges against Rep. LaMonica McIver for assaulting, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement. That conduct cannot be overlooked by the chief federal law enforcement official in the state of New Jersey. Epic.
Boom.
Look at this. Acting U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba, announced on Monday that her office has filed charges against Rep. LaMonica McIver for assaulting, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement. McIver was seen on body camera pushing her way past security guards of Delaney Hall. The Newark mayor was arrested. I want to pause real quick. Did you guys know that she closed fist punched an ICE officer?
No.
How come nobody's been talking about this?
It's on video, right?
Yeah. It's on video.
Yeah. Closed fist punch?
That's right. I'm going to pull it up. The DHS posted it.
Good.
Here you go. Here's the video. So here you can see her just shoving, right?
That's what I saw.
Now I want to pause real quick. A lot of people don't know the context. This is after they were already inside and left, and the police came out to arrest the Newark mayor. They reacted like this to the arrest. Now watch this. You will see her closed fist punch an ICE officer. She's wearing the red, right? There. So, okay. No, that's not it.
That's not even it?
Nope. You see that slam?
Oh, I can't tell what she's hitting. Yet.
Right, but watch this. Right here. Look at this cop right here. He's wearing a police, I believe it's ICE. He might be HSI. And here's the rep. Watch. Boom.
Punch him in the shoulder.
That's right. Closed fist punch to the shoulder.
Yeah. It's assault.
Unquestionable.
It's assault.
That was a closed
straight to jail
fist strike
straight to jail.
To federal law enforcement.
Yep.
So yeah, assaulting an officer. She should be locked up. We got the official statement right here. Check it out.
Lock her up.
And this just dropped, looks like at 8 p.m. I take my obligations as U.S. Attorney seriously. I understand the responsibility that comes with my position, and I work diligently to uphold the law and deliver justice to the people of New Jersey. After extensive consideration, we have agreed to dismiss Mayor Baraka's misdemeanor charge of trespass for the sake of moving forward. In the spirit of public interest, I've invited the mayor to tour Delaney Hall. The government has nothing to hide at this facility, and I will personally accompany the mayor so we can see that firsthand. The citizens of New Jersey deserve unified leadership so we can work to keep our state safe. The dismissal against the mayor is not the end of this matter. Congressional oversight is an important constitutional function and one that I fully support. However, that is not the issue in this case. Representative LaMonica McIver assaulted, impeded, and interfered with law enforcement in violation of Title 18 USC Section 111A1. That conduct cannot be overlooked by the chief federal law enforcement official in the state of New Jersey, and it is my constitutional obligation to ensure that our federal law enforcement is protected when executing their duties. I have persistently made efforts to address these issues without bringing criminal charges and have given Rep. McIver every opportunity to come to a resolution, which has unfortunately declined. No one is above the law, politicians or otherwise. It is the job of this office to uphold justice impartially, regardless of who you are. Now we will let the justice system work. I say, lock her up.
Yep.
Lock her up. Absolutely.
Right to jail.
Straight to jail.
Right to jail. Believe it or not, jail.
Believe it or not. I mean, there shouldn't be a whole lot of question about whether or not, she should go to jail. If she's assaulting.
No. Yeah, throw her in jail.
If she's assaulting officers, throw her in jail. It's good enough for people that were, assaulting officers on January 6th. They should go to jail. She should go to jail too. Mm-hmm. Easy. Yep. And the arguments against it, they're just partisan arguments just about, oh, well, it's my team, and so they shouldn't. Send her to jail. Put her, arrest her.
We really are in crazy times.
Insane.
Insane times. Last week, the scientists said the Earth was going to end on a definite day in a billion years. And that
billion years?
Yeah, in a billion years. And then here we are with Joe Biden.
We have this story too, and I know this is the sensational one. It's like, oh, a member of Congress could be going to prison or jail. I don't know, give her prison. But there was that bombing at the IVF center, and that was a leftist.
Yeah,
it was, you know, and
Antinatalist.
And I'm going to say leftist because people on the right are all about babies and lots of babies.
Yep.
I mean, as soon as people heard that it was an IVF place, the knee-jerk reaction was, oh, they're bombing it because it's an abortion. It's related to abortion, blah, blah, blah.
No, because people pro-lifers oppose IVF.
No, what I'm saying is yeah, well, so they were saying, oh, it's pro-lifers, blah, 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 that are about it. But as the story developed, people found out, you know, it's someone that is against having more people, which is, you know, nihilistic and purely left.
The issue with IVF is that it creates embryos and then destroys them.
Yeah. So, I oppose IVF, and I wouldn't go after embryos if I oppose it. It doesn't make any sense. It was
Why?
a leftist incel.
Why do you oppose IVF?
Because they have all these, they make a ton of embryos that are frozen and kept in a thing. And then it's like, what do you do with those? I don't know if they destroy them or when they destroy them. I think it might be an individual thing on what you want to pay for.
We have this member of Congress, and that's big news. But then we had this guy, he's an antinatalist, and he's he took a terroristic action. Around the same time, Hillary Clinton was also telling people not to have babies and mocking natalism in general, saying just bring in immigrants, they'll replace the people we're not having, you know, saying women should not be mother. Like,
it's such a ghoul.
She's insane.
Deny your biology. Well,
the question is, are we dealing with something unprecedented, or is this just the state of the United States? Is it normal that people go and bomb things and politicians are getting arrested?
I mean, look, the late 60s and early 70s, there was, I think it was between 71 and 72, there was like 2,500 bombings in the United States.
Right.
And I don't know how many people were killed, but it was significantly more volatile than it is nowadays. I think that the ability to transmit information makes people more aware of things that are going on. So if there were 2,500 bombings in a year nowadays, they would be, you know, pumped directly into your phone, and they would be, you know, spun for whatever political use that people could make of them. Particularly nowadays, if there was leftist bombings, I think that we would end up with, you know, people saying, all right, I don't care what happened. I don't care about the consequences. Bring out the jackboot thugs and stop this. I probably, you know, 100 bombings, and you'd have most normal Americans saying, militarize the police and put an end to this. Because people don't have the tolerance nowadays.
I did another interview with, you guys know Adam Friedland?
Yeah.
Funny guy.
Yeah,
funny guy. So I went on his show, and it was very silly and very funny. And he was great. You know, I don't know if he's overtly political, but
yeah, he's hilarious.
It was tough for me because he's like I don't know what the right word is. Edgy.
Very dry. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not that kind of guy, you know what I mean, sometimes, but he was a funny guy. But he was saying, you know, look, this is normal. This stuff happens all the time. We had bombings in the 60s and 70s. Why would anyone assume that this is anything different or anything crazy?
A famous actor assassinated Lincoln. Like, everyone knew him as an actor. Him and his brother were famous actors. And it was like, I talked to people when I was doing the book in Georgia, and they were like, everyone thinks of him as like the Tom Cruise of the day. Like, it's how popular John Wilkes Booth was.
What?
Of the time, yeah.
Tom Cruise.
They used to do plays at the White House.
Really?
They were big.
Wow.
And then, you know, it's not like it's just some dude.
So who right now is like the most TDS prominent A-lister?
There's a few of them.
Because Tom Cruise is not like that.
No.
Tom Cruise
is the greatest living actor.
He specifically said people were asking him questions about politics when he was doing because he just finished
Final Reckoning.
What?
Final Reckoning.
The new Mission Impossible coming out. He was doing a press tour for that, and someone asked him questions about politics, and he was like, "Can we just answer questions?"
Pedro
please.
Pascal's
yes,
He's
actually,
pretty
there you go.
leftist.
it would be like that.
Yeah.
That dude's nuts.
Yeah, he's totally nuts.
And you know what? I gotta say this: he's a great actor, but please stop casting him and everything.
Right.
I'm not kidding. Like,
Yeah.
he does a great job. Mandalorian is great. I think he does well, but not when he's literally in every single movie.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be like a podcaster though these days, like a Sam Harris.
But the network, the studios are cliquey like that. You know, Hollywood is changing. It's going under because so many, not to mention just because of California's politics. And how strict they're putting on businesses, period. And the fact that, I mean, I'm a California kid. I was born and raised in California. I love California. My family's still in California. My dad's there right now. My dad's actually in the hospital right now in California, so say a prayer for my pops. But he's stable and everything should be good. Otherwise, I'd be there right now. But the amount of illegals and the stupid laws, like you can crap on the street, literally, in the Bay Area, but you get a fine for using a plastic straw.
Incredible.
Like they created an entire department and gave people 120,000 plus a year jobs with benefits to go clean up feces off the street.
Amazing.
But then $1,000 fine or whatever it is, if you use a plastic straw. Like they banned plastic straws. Like the politics in California are. So a lot of the and now mix that to the wokeism in the studios.
Yeah.
And I've had a few Hollywood individuals on the show, and they just said their studios are leaving.
Yeah.
And the individuals that are not woke are going to other states, and they're launching studios.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey, Nick Pizzolatto, and Woody Harrelson late last year put out a whole video how they're moving, like the new Hollywood to Austin. I think to Austin, somewhere in Texas, because they're all moving out there.
Tyler Perry's got his own makeshift. It's like one of the largest studios in the country in Atlanta.
Look,
he's like a billionaire, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a billionaire. Oh yeah, he's done it. He's got a exact replica of the White House.
Yeah. For movies.
For movies.
Yeah. That's awesome.
California has capitalized on their absolutely amazing weather and the uniqueness of a place where you can literally go skiing during the day and then be on the beach by the nighttime.
Yeah.
They've capitalized on it, and they've really taken to abusing the population, expecting them to stay, because it is such a unique and great place. I love California. I've been there. I've spent a ton of time out there.
But the Palisades fire, don't get me started.
But people can only take so much. You've heard how many
Car fire.
How many buildings have they actually started to rebuild? How many permits have they issued to rebuild anything in the Palisades? I heard it was on the order of 4.
I don't even know if it's that many, but most people are selling because they can't afford to rebuild.
And that's something that the government's involved in too. They're saying you can't sell this because we don't want these big companies coming in and BlackRock coming in and just owning all of the property.
I was just thinking when you mentioned Tyler Perry's got a replica of the White House. That's where they filmed Civil War. Yeah. And I was thinking, I was like, I don't know. Oh, that's right. That movie Civil War, they filmed it there. And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I did that interview with Adam Friedland, and he was asking about Civil War, saying that nothing ever happens, and that's a silly thing to talk about. And my response to that, I'm just thinking right now, I'm like, why did they make that movie? Why did they make a movie called Civil War? Why was it getting so much attention? What is in the air nationally in this conversation that led to the creation of that film? Because I certainly don't think I'm responsible for any kind of concern over a potential civil war or anything like that. I think people are recognizing something happening in this country, and that's why people get polled, and like half of the younger generation says they think a civil war is coming, to the point where a major studio is like, let's make a movie because we're going to sell tickets to this thing.
I mean, look, I'm biased, but I'm biased, but I think that it's the left. Like the left in the U.S. is more influential now than it has been at any other time since the 60s. There was, and obviously we had a lot
of education. Because
of the indoctrination in public schools and in the institutes of learning and in the schools of education. So it's not just in colleges, it's in the schools that teach teachers. So when you're taught how to be a teacher, you're taught to worry about things like the leftist ideology, and that's
Marxism.
Baked into the
taught Marxism.
It's baked into the education, and so you end up with college kids that are literally steeped in leftism.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.